try to understand it. Feel it.
I said this at the beginning of my review for The New Mutants, and with Tenet, here's a movie that I can't believe I'm finally watching. But, controversial opinion, Tenet is better than The New Mutants. Tenet is big and it is loud. It's a movie where you feel every punch, every gunshot, every boom in the soundtrack. It's one where you soak in the numerous locations. Right from the first act, with everything from silently scaling up and down a skyscraper to crashing a plane into a hangar. And all of that is well and good. This is a Christopher Nolan film, so you kind of expect that to be the case going in, but unfortunately, Tenet is wildly disappointing. Here's a movie that I wish would dedicate even 5% of an effort into the characters that it does everything else. Right away, it isn't about these people at all, but just setting them up to ask many questions and receive many answers. It's like going into the second season of a television series if you haven't seen a single frame of the first season. Characters will show up in a way that suggests that it wants me to know who they are simply because I recognize the actor playing them. It's not even that the acting is bad, or even that the dialogue is all around bad. It's just that there is dialogue, and the actors are certainly speaking it, if that makes sense. I don't know how to put it, other than imagine you're watching The Matrix, and the opening scene is the ledge scene, then 5 minutes in we have the pill scene, 15 minutes in is the lobby shootout, then an hour in, we've skipped to The Matrix Reloaded and are watching the highway chase. It's impressive to look at, sure, but you've given me no reason to care about any of this. And the lines themselves are either just there, or they're lines you've heard before, right down to a character saying, "I'm the protagonist," and then getting patted down for weapons and saying, "Whoa, you're supposed to buy me dinner first." It's in love with its location so much that you'll have a conversation between characters and then suddenly they're on the sidewalk talking, or in a restaurant, or a balcony. There may even be a clothes change between them. An action scene will happen and then they're back on the sidewalk. There's a lot of sidewalk talking in this. And for a movie that is mostly just talking about what is happening, I couldn't even begin to explain to you the logistics of this thing. Maybe it makes sense, maybe it doesn't. To hell if I know, don't ask me. I only saw the movie. It's none of my business. If there's one standout performance in this, and he's who carried me through the movie, it was Kenneth Branagh. I love Kenneth Branagh anyway, and when he goes evil, even better. It's not even that his dialogue is great, he's just excellent at injecting energy onto the page. When he says things to his wife, like, "If I can't have you, no one else can," it's like something out of 365 Days or a Lifetime movie. But Branagh is so good, he makes those lines scary as hell. It has a third act that certainly makes you reflect back on sequences you previously saw, but even then I just wish I was watching 12 Monkeys instead. Also, it weirdly reminded me of the Miami Vice movie. Both are paced about the same, have similar plot points, even look a little similar in areas, and they have the same flaws with the characters. Only I did like that movie better than a lot of other people did. At least in that, you went in knowing who Crockett and Tubbs were. Here, I don't know these people. It isn't a bad film. It's easy to get caught up in the action. There's great things to look at, like a structure unexploding and then re-exploding in a different part. But here is a Christopher Nolan film with a great cast that's like a modern-day Cold War action thriller with time travel. This should be great, and it's just a frustrating headache. It gets an unfortunate C+. And I imagine many of you disagree. If you hate me, just watch the Tulsa review. You might like that video better. Subscribe to us today at youtube.com/StoneGremlinProductions. We'll have a review coming up this week for the war film The 800. Until then, see you next time.